But let me back up just a little bit here and talk a little bit more. Before we started here today, I asked you about your husband, and I wondered if you could say some things about his experience in the military. I mentioned to you that I'm a veteran,
Yes.
and oh,
And again, thank you for your service.
oh, thanks. Um, but maybe say a few things about how he got disabled and what your experience has been, let's say with the VA and other people. Has his care been taken care of?
For the most part, yes, his care has been taken care of. There have been delays, there have been things kind of ancillary to his care that maybe have slipped through the cracks. But for the most part, his care has been good and he has been cared for. And so we're extremely grateful for that. But we also know that that's not everyone's experience. And as far as how he became disabled, so I mentioned earlier that he was in combat in Afghanistan. He was in country for about 8 or 9 months before he went home on leave. So while he was home on leave, he was in a car accident that changed his life. He was ejected from the vehicle, he hit a tree. He was found not breathing and did not have a radial pulse. They did not think he would live through the night. He ended up being rushed to the hospital. He had to have a craniotomy, so brain surgery. And they really weren't sure that he was going to live. So he was in a coma for about 3 months,
Wow,
which, yeah, he spent his
very difficult.
21st birthday. Yeah. I'm just really glad that I didn't know him at this time because I
Yeah,
would have been an absolute basket case. I mean, I started college the week after he had his accident. And so I would have been just absolutely beside myself. I
that's
couldn't
one
have
thing I
gotten
was going
through
to ask
anything.
you is if you knew him before he went in the service, or when did you two meet?
Yeah, so we met 3 years after his accident.
Mm.
So his accident was in 2010, and we met in October of 2013. He had just recently, prior to us meeting, he had moved from his home or prior home, parents' home in Northern Virginia down to Richmond or the Richmond area.
Right.
And he had been seeing providers at the VA. And one of them suggested, well, you don't drink, you don't go to bars, you don't go out and meet people. You may want to try online dating to meet someone. And so he did. And kind of simultaneously, I had gotten out of a long term relationship in July of that year. I had gotten out of a situationship thereafter. And I was just like, I think I saw an ad on Facebook for Match.com. And I was like, you know what? What the hell? Like, I'll give it a shot. I have nothing to lose.
Right.
And so I created a profile, and he must have created it very close in time thereafter to me creating my profile because he saw like there was some kind of notification generated on Match that said recently created profiles you might be interested in, and the
Oh
first
yeah.
one that popped up was mine.
Wow.
So yeah, it was kind of crazy how this happened. And we connected over the fact that we both love the Washington Capitals hockey team.
Oh yeah.
We connected over the fact that at the time I was about to start my senior year at VCU
Mhm.
in forensic science. He wanted to go to VCU for exercise science. And so that was something that he was really intrigued by. And so he sent me a message that I didn't see until much later because I did not pay for the messaging feature on the
Oh
app.
no. Oh.
Yeah, but he sent me a message and we ended up meeting for dinner. And at the time, he had a service dog. So we met at a restaurant that did not survive COVID, to be honest with you. We met at Home Team Grill in Twin Hickory. And we were watching a hockey game. He had his dog with him. I wanted to play with the dog because I am a dog person. I always
Right.
have been. And so once we finished our meal, he mentioned like, "Oh, the game's not over yet. My apartment is just around the corner. I know you want to play with the dog. I promise, no funny business." And I was just like, "Okay, like fine." So we go to his apartment. I play with the dog. I'm in love with the dog, right? It was love at first bite. And he was just the sweetest. And I wasn't too sure about the guy yet, but I knew that I liked the dog. And we ended up continuing to talk, and he was very accepting of a lot of different things. And he was somebody that I felt like I could talk to about really anything because he
Yeah.
was so accepting. And that's the rest is history.
Right.
We were engaged 6 months later.
Mm,
And because of different challenges with my father's health, we ended up getting married very soon thereafter, after we got engaged.
mm,
And we planned a big party wedding that my father had to look forward to. And so fortunately, he made it. He lived to walk me down the aisle and gave his daughter away at our wedding. So